Hello, everybody. Welcome to Planet FPL, the world where everything revolves around Fantasy Premier League. My name's Such.
And my name is James.
And today we are doing a quiz, which we normally do once a week behind the paywall of Patreon, the barrier to entry to our exclusive content.
Yeah, it's normally something we do on a Thursday, but we've switched around our order this week so we can do Tot&Ham tomorrow off the back of Tottenham's friendly in South Korea. And what we normally do on the quiz, I'll normally pick a theme topic and I'll do a quiz, and Suj will give some useless answers, showing his lack of football knowledge. Occasionally some of our patrons send in quizzes and you test me, Suj. We might do themed quizzes on a certain football team, perhaps a certain season of the Premier League. Sometimes we do FPL quizzes. The themes change regularly.
Higher or lower, all sorts of different stuff. Basically quizzes, loads of quizzes.
One of the favourite ones of the patrons is the A to Z themed quiz. And if you're thinking at this stage, hey, I want to join in with this quiz, and you're listening, well, of course, you absolutely can. Go and get some pen and paper, press pause, do whatever you need to do. If you're watching live on the Premier on YouTube, do it quickly is what I would say. This is a Premier League themed.
You can still pause the Premier.
You could pause the Premier, yeah. I'd also say if you're on YouTube and you don't want someone in the live chat to ruin one of the answers, turn the chat off. Because I'm sure people in the chat will want to have a go at some of the answers. So this is a Premier League themed quiz. Most of the questions are kind of current, topical, Premier League historical, but all the answers relate to either a team or a player who's been in the Premier League within the last couple of years. So it's all fairly recent. And it's an A to Z topical. So there are 26 questions in total. And the reason it's an A to Z quiz is because each answer represents a different letter of the alphabet. How many letters in the alphabet, Suj?
25.
Nutter. There's 26. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give you the answer for question one, because Suj has got no chance again. So I'm going to make sure, Suj, you're going to get at least one on this quiz. But I've tried to make it not too hard for you.
So your sample question is a real question.
It's a real question, and I'm going to give you the answer for it. You can probably, you'll know when I give you the answer.
Okay.
So if it's a player's name is the answer, we will go by the first letter of their surname. So let's just say, hypothetically, the answer to the question is Alan Shearer. You know, none of the rest of the answers will begin with the letter S in terms of their surname. If it's someone who's got one name, like Richarlison, it's going to be an R. It's not going to be A for Richarlison Andrade. I'm not going to mug anyone off, but you haven't got any answers like that anyway, basically. If it's a team, obviously it's the first letter of the team. Aston Villa would be A. It's not going to represent the letter V. Does that make sense, Suj?
What's Bournemouth?
Bournemouth would be B.
But they're AFC Bournemouth.
They would be... Shut up. They would be B. Trying to be technical. Wimbledon would also be W. Wimbledon is not any of the answers. I'm going to tell you now happily that Bournemouth is none of the answers.
In the last 2 years,
well,
mate.
There you go.
Go on, do question number one and let's see.
So question one, I'm going to give you the answer for, and it's part example to explain how this will work. So question one is, what I'd recommend you do, guys, by the way, if you're playing along, write down A to Z on your paper as well and cross them off as you go. You'll find with some of these answers, you might be like, oh, that's De Bruyne or Sterling, I'm not sure. And then you'll hear something later and you'll go, oh, that's the answer that's S, and you'll know the previous one's D. So you can come back to certain questions as you go. Question one, which Liverpool player scored the winning goal for England under-19s in their Euros semi-final with Italy this summer? This is the hardest question, by the way. It's part why I'm going to give you the answer. Any ideas, Suj?
Under-19s?
Yeah.
I don't know, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, I don't know who's
You won't have even heard of this guy. It's a centre-back. The gentleman's name is Jarell Quansah. There's your cue gone, Suj. Now you know why I gave you the answer. So the correct answer to which Liverpool player scored the winning goal for England under-19s in their Euro semi-final with Italy is Jarell Quansah. So therefore, none of the rest of the answers begin with Q.
You've trying to start this out as you're being helpful and giving us the answer to question number one. The reality is you couldn't find a better question with an answer Q, so you just found a way around it.
Yep. That's absolutely correct. I'm not going to give you the rest of the answers as we go. We're going to do all the rest of the questions, and then I'll repeat them all, and then the answers will come at the end. Suj is going to try and guess them as we do the answers.
Indeed.
Happy?
Very.
Question 2. This is where the real quiz begins. Only 2 of the all-time top 20 Premier League goal scorers currently play in the Premier League. One is Harry Kane. Who is the other? Question 2. Only 2 of the all-time top 20 Premier League goal scorers currently play in the Premier League. One is Harry Kane. Who is the other? Question 3. Which player scored in a London derby in game week 35 last season and was sent off in a London derby in game week 36 last season? Question 3. Which player scored in a London derby in game week 35 last season and was sent off in a London derby in game week 36? And those are FPL related game weeks, if that's helpful to anyone. Question 4. Who scored a 94th minute winner for Liverpool at Wolves in December 2021? Question 4. Who scored a 94th minute winner for Liverpool at Wolves in December 2021? Happy, Suj? Mm-hmm. Question 5. Who have Nottingham Forest signed from Union Berlin during this transfer window? And if you want more on Union Berlin, listen to yesterday's podcast on Patreon. Question 5. Who have Nottingham Forest signed from Union Berlin during this transfer window? And Union's right, Suj, isn't it? It's not Union.
It is.
It's Union.
It is.
Question 6. One for the Sky listeners. Which player made the most tackles in the Premier League last season? Question 6. Which player made the most tackles in the Premier League last season?
Tackles. Okay.
You know it, Suj. Don't overthink it. Question 7. Which team became the first in Premier League history to receive over 100 yellow cards in a campaign last season? Question 7. Which team became the first in Premier League history to receive over 100 yellow cards in a campaign, and it happened last season? Question 8. Who scored the final goal of the game in last season's meeting between Arsenal and Manchester United at the Emirates? Question 8. Who scored the final goal of the game in last season's meeting between Arsenal and Manchester United at the Emirates?
I don't remember that game.
It's not helpful then, is it?
Nah.
Can you remember if it was towards the start or towards the end or in the middle? I'll help you. It was a 12:30 kickoff. Does that help?
No.
Okay. Question 9. Who is the Premier League's top goal scorer in the calendar year 2022 so far? Question 9. Who is the Premier League's top goal scorer in the calendar year 2022 so far? So it's from January to May, sweetheart. Most goals in the Prem.
Player, obviously not team.
Player. You've heard of him, I promise. Question 10. Which current Premier League player has been booked 72 times in the competition's history? The most of any current player. I.e. player still registered with a Premier League team currently. Question 10. Which current Premier League player has been booked 72 times in the competition's history, the most of any current player? Question 11 will make Suj happy because he likes his A or Bs, although this could be A, B or C. Which goalkeeper made the most Premier League appearances for Southampton last season? Question 11. Which goalkeeper made the most Premier League appearances for Southampton last season? It's obviously a question just out of keepers. Question 12. Which player left Chelsea this summer after scoring 9 goals in 133 appearances for the club? Question 12. Which player left Chelsea this summer after scoring 9 league goals in 133 appearances for the club? Question 13. Which player did Brighton sign from Royal Union Saint-Gilloise in January? Question 13. Which player did Brighton sign from Royal Union Saint-Gilloise in January? Question 14. Which Liverpool title winner also won the Premier League with another club previously prior? One or the other will do, won't it? Question 14. Which Liverpool title winner also won the Premier League with another club prior to winning the league with Liverpool?
Which Liverpool title winner
Yep.
with another Premier League club?
Yep. Won it somewhere else before he won it with Liverpool. Do you like that one?
There's only one player that comes to mind that it could be.
Well, it's probably the answer then, isn't it?
But it knocks out an answer on a different question.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
Yeah, this is the chat. Once you get one wrong here, the dominoes fall apart, mate.
We'll see.
Question 15. Which Spanish player started all 38 Premier League games last season?
Started.
Mm-hmm. Question 15. Which Spanish player started all 38 Premier League games last season? I can hear Nico grunting every now and again as if to go, I don't know, mate. Maybe he does know. Do you know, Suj?
No.
Question 16. Which Englishman scored 5 penalties in the Premier League last season? Question 16. Which Englishman scored 5 penalties in the Premier League last season? Question 17. Which member of Leicester City's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester? Question 17. Which member of Leicester City's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester? Question 18. Which forward was sent off twice in the Premier League last season? Question 18. Which forward was sent off twice in the Premier League last season? Question 19. Which England international midfielder has missed only 2 Premier League games in the last 3 Premier League seasons? Question 19. Which England international midfielder has missed only 2 Premier League games in the last 3 seasons? Question 20. Who is Crystal Palace's number 11? Question 20. Who is Crystal Palace's number 11? You happy to proceed, Suj?
Yep.
Got question 20?
Nope.
Okay. Question 21. Who was the only Albanian to appear in the Premier League last season? Question 21. Who was the only Albanian to appear in the Premier League last season? It's not a trick question, as in someone who might have been born in Albania and played for Switzerland or anything like that. It's Albanian.
Use him elsewhere.
Correct.
Every A to Z. Trust me, he makes an appearance.
I'm not sure what. I think the player you were referring to was probably not born in Albania, but I might check that out for you. Question 22. Which 2022 January signing got 13 attacking returns in 18 appearances? Question 22. Which January signing got 13 attacking returns in 18 appearances? Question 23. Which player who joined Everton in January is yet to make a Premier League appearance? Question 23. Which player who joined Everton in January is yet to make a Premier League appearance? Question 24. Who is the Premier League's most expensive signing? It's player, obviously. Question 24. Who is the Premier League's most expensive signing? Question 25. Who scored the only goal in the 2021 Community Shield match at Wembley? Question 25. Who scored the only goal in the 2021 Community Shield match at Wembley? And question 26. Which player completed the most passes in the Premier League last season? It's not a goalkeeper. How many gaps you got, Suj?
Some. Yeah, I don't have the advantage of time, unfortunately, on this one, where I can just go back and figure out what's what.
Do you want me to tell a story for a minute or something?
No, you can go through all the questions again. I'll chuck a few names in for the sake of it on a few of these.
Okay. So question 1, we know the answer was Quansah. Question 2. I'll run through all these again. Question 2. Only 2 of the all-time top 20 Premier League goal scorers currently play in the Premier League. One is Harry Kane. Who is the other? Question 3. Which player scored in a London derby in game week 35 last season and was sent off in a London derby in game week 36 last season? Question 4. Who scored a 94th minute winner for Liverpool at Wolves in December 2021? Question 5. Who have Nottingham Forest signed from Union Berlin during this transfer window? Question 6. Which player made the most tackles in the Premier League last season? Question 7. Which team became the first in Premier League history to receive over 100 yellow cards in a campaign? Question 8. Who scored the final goal of the game in last season's meeting between Arsenal and Manchester United at the Emirates? Question 9. Who is the Premier League's top goal scorer in the calendar year 2022 so far? Question 10. Which current Premier League player has been booked 72 times in the competition's history, the most of any current player? Question 11. Which goalkeeper made the most Premier League appearances for Southampton last season? Question 12. Which player left Chelsea this summer after scoring 9 league goals in 133 appearances for the club? Question 13. Which player did Brighton sign from Royal Union Saint-Gilloise in January? 14. Which Liverpool title winner also won the Premier League with another club previously? Question 15. Which Spanish player started all 38 Premier League games last season? Question 16. Which Englishman scored 5 penalties in the Premier League last season? Question 17. Which member of Leicester City's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester? Question 18. Which forward was sent off twice in the Premier League last season? Question 19. Which England international midfielders missed only 2 Premier League games in the last 3 seasons? Question 20. Who is Crystal Palace's number 11? Question 21. Who was the only Albanian to appear in the Premier League last season? Question 22. Which January signing got 13 attacking returns in 18 appearances? Question 23. Which player who joined Everton in January is yet to make a Premier League appearance? 24. Who is the Premier League's most expensive signing? 25. Who scored the only goal in the 2021 Community Shield match at Wembley? 26. Which player completed the most passes in the Premier League last season? And that's it. And I've realised there might be an error. And it wouldn't be a James quiz without an error. Question 17. The which member of Leicester's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester? I would like to add to that it's a British player.
Okay.
So which member of Leicester City's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester is a British player. Because I've just thought of one that might not be British.
What's question 15?
Question 15 was which Spanish player started all 38 Premier League games last season? Any more you want, Suj?
Spanish player.
Happy to repeat any. If you put it in the live chat and say, can you repeat? I can't because I can't see it because it's not live.
That's very true. No. I think we'll go through the answers and then we'll unpick it and we'll just figure out what's what.
Okay. Question 2. Not Harry Kane. Who's the other player from the all-time top 20 Premier League goal scorers currently playing in the league?
Salah?
It's not. It's Jamie Vardy. Question 3. Which player scored in the London Derby in game week 35 and was sent off in the London Derby in game week 36?
Zaha?
As in Wilfred?
Yeah.
Nah. I'll give you a clue, Suj. You were at one of these games and I was at the other.
So Arsenal player? No.
It is.
He scored in our game and got sent off in yours.
Yeah.
Who got sent off in the game against you?
Rob Holding. Also scored against you the week before. Question 4. Who scored a 94th minute winner for Liverpool Wolves in December 2021?
I'm using up letters here. I've got Origi.
Correct answer is Divock Origi. Assisted by Mo Salah very late on. I was going to put who scores against Everton every year, but I thought that'd be too obvious. Question 5. Who have Nottingham Forest signed from Union Berlin during this transfer window?
A striker.
Yeah, very good, Suj.
That's as good as it gets. I've got striker down, but I don't know.
You used your S for Salah, didn't you?
Yeah.
The correct answer begins with an A, and the correct answer is Taiwo Awoniyi.
What price is he in?
He's 6 as far as I'm aware. I believe
expensive.
him and Brennan Johnson both are. I'm sure I saw Simon Analytic FPL was making a case for Awoniyi, I've already forgotten how to pronounce it, as potentially the best value player in the game. There's something for you to investigate. Question 6. Which player made the most tackles in the Prem last season, Suj?
I don't like my answer, but I had no W, so I got Wan-Bissaka.
Nah, he wouldn't have played enough, mate.
I didn't think he played enough either. I had Mitchell down there originally,
Tyreek Mitchell would have been a much better guess.
But I used my M further down, so then I went back to Wan-Bissaka.
It's not him either. You're going to kick yourself. Christian Norgard.
Did he?
Yeah.
I would have thought it would be a defender.
Well, it's not.
Okay.
It's Christian Norgard, mate.
I don't mind that answer at all.
Question 7. Which team got over 100 yellow cards last season?
Leeds?
It is. Leeds United is correct. Question 8. Who scored the final goal of the game between Arsenal and Man United last season?
Xhaka?
Of course, we have to get him in the answers somewhere, because how else am I going to find an answer that begins with X? Granit Xhaka scored the final goal in a 3-1 win for Arsenal in, I think it was game week 34. Question 9. Who's the Premier League's top goal scorer in the calendar year 2022 so far?
It's not Jared Bowen.
You're joking me. Really?
Well, I'd use my S, so I would have gone Sonny.
Oh, yeah, of course you have.
I did think Sonny caught up a lot to catch the golden boot, so it'd be him. But I thought, well, I've used my S, so maybe it's Bowen.
He's comfortably Heung-min Son, yeah.
I thought it would be, but then I'd have had to find another answer for the other one.
And if anyone wants to say that's for a H, then I'm sorry, I'm not having it. Question 10. Which current Premier League player has been booked 72 times in the competition's history?
No, I haven't got an answer. What position?
These days, a left back, I suppose.
For who?
Aston Villa.
Not Ashley Young.
It is. Ashley Young, yeah. 72 bookings in Premier League history. Only 46 of them for diving. That's not accurate. Question 11. Which of Southampton's goalkeepers made more Premier League appearances last season?
Go with Forster because of I use my M elsewhere.
Fraser Forster, 19. Alex McCarthy, 17. Correct answer is Fraser Forster. The other were made up by Willie Caballero. So Fraser Forster is the correct answer. Question 12. Which player left Chelsea in the summer? Nine league goals in 133 appearances.
I wrote down Rudiger and then I had to put a line through it because I used my R further down. So I went with Christensen.
Correct answer is Antonio Rudiger.
Yeah, I didn't think Christensen had scored that many goals, but yeah.
Question, Rudiger has 9 shots a month, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Question 13. Which player did Brighton sign from Royal Union Saint-Gilloise in January?
Not Undev.
It is.
Good.
It is Dennis Undev. You might think that's a bit naughty, but yes, they did buy him in January and obviously loaned him back there for the rest of the season. Question 14. Which Liverpool title winner also won the Premier League with another club previously?
It's got to be Milner.
It is, of course, James Milner. Yep. Question 15. Which Spanish player started all 38 Premier League games last season?
Oof, got no answer for this. Give me a position.
What was your thought process?
I was just trying to think Spanish players in the Premier League.
Go on, Nico, shout it out. Nico's spreading his hands. Goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Spanish goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yeah.
De Gea.
Correct. David De Gea, yes. Who, if you were on Twitter yesterday afternoon, is now like the best sweeper keeper in the world, according to some people.
Oh, I've got a question wrong further down. I've got to use my D.
Well, it's gone, mate. Sorry. Question 16. Which Englishman scored 5 penalties in the Premier League last season?
That's the one with Harry Kane.
It's not Harry Kane. It's Ivan Toney.
Ah, yeah. Surely.
Question 17. Which British member of Leicester City's squad has won the Premier League but not with Leicester?
Johnny Evans?
Johnny Evans is correct. I had a sudden, oh my God, there's someone else as I was reading it out. Question 18. Which forward was sent off twice in the Premier League last season?
Danny Ings?
No.
I don't have an answer, to be honest with you. I just realised I didn't use
Both
my eye.
very memorable red cards. Correct answer is Raul Jimenez,
Ah, yeah.
who many remember was sent off in the blank game week against Leeds. And back in January, there was the stupid
yellows,
yellow cards at Manchester City, 2 yellow cards in 10 seconds or something. Question 19. Which England international midfielder has missed only 2 Premier League games in the last 3 seasons?
Well, I put down Rice, and that's clearly wrong.
Correct. It's wrong. Correct answer is James Ward-Prowse.
Ah, yeah, fair play.
Question 20. Who is Crystal Palace's number 11?
Zaha.
Yeah, you didn't write that, did you?
No, but then I used it further up. I thought he was number 10, to be honest with you. I thought Zaha would want number 10.
Nah, it's being the guy that
being
he
the
is.
guy that he is, yeah.
Wilfried Zaha is the correct answer. 21. Who was the only Albanian to appear in the Premier League last season? And no, it's not Granit Xhaka.
Nah, I ain't got an answer.
Oh,
What club?
it's disappointing.
Oh, Broja.
Nico's just give it. It is the points dodger himself, Armando Broja. Question 22. Which January signing got 13 attacking returns in 18 appearances?
I can tell you who it wasn't, which is Luis Diaz.
It's not Luis Diaz.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's the answer I had, which got ruled out by David De Gea.
Give me.
Kulu.
Dejan Kulusevski is the correct answer. Question 23. Which player who joined Everton in January is yet to make a Premier League appearance?
Patterson.
It is Nathan Patterson. 24. Who is the Premier League's most expensive signing?
Grealish.
Jack Grealish is correct. And it was looking at the answer for question 25 made me realise that I possibly had a problem with another question. Who scored the only goal in last season's Community Shield?
I haven't got an answer.
No? Do you remember who was in it? That would be helpful, wouldn't it?
Well, Leicester.
There you go.
Against Liverpool.
Against City.
City, sorry. No.
Kelechi Iheanacho.
Where would Iheanacho? Oh, we won at City. Maybe.
That's what do you know what? I just couldn't remember. I was suddenly like, shit, did he? Question 26. Which player completed the most passes in the Premier League last season? Iheanacho must have won the Premier League with Man City, in fairness.
Don't know. I'll put down Van Dijk. I think it's wrong, isn't it?
Question 26. Which player completed the most passes in the Premier League last season? Not Virgil van Dijk. Is a Manchester City player, which instantly makes you think it must be one of the centre-backs.
Rodri.
But it's not. And it's not Rodri either. Correct answer is João Cancelo.
He was a monster. We marking this out at 25 then, are we?
Now you mark it out at 26. Give yourself an extra one. Make yourself feel better.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 26 or 9 out of 25, whichever you want to call it, listeners.
Take 10. Give yourself double figures. Let us know quick in the chat how many you got. That'd be interesting to know. Chit. Respond to the tweet. Let us know. And as I said, if you want more quizzes, there's more on Patreon, including a week's worth of them next week, which will be more just football general knowledge, as we're holding a Patreon quiz tournament next week.
Oh, nice.
And I have 2 spaces available if anyone wants to be quick about it, but you do need to be a patron.
Lovely, jubbly. Listeners, hope you enjoyed it. And we're back at you tomorrow with Tot&Ham. A look at Tottenham and West Ham in the pre-season. You never know, there might be some transfer dealings to talk about. We had one player since
we
the
will
last
definitely
Tottenham.
be talking about transfer dealings. We'll be talking about incomings, outgoings. We might be talking about some ticket pricing even as well. So just something a little bit as annoyed West Ham fans that came out over the last couple of days about opening day pricing against Man City. I've noticed it's off the back of something with Fulham last week as well. You're going to do some research on Flynn Downs for me.
I've already watched quite a bit of Flynn Downs. Because he came, it was a bit of an out of the blue signing, wasn't it, really? He was trying to, it's one of those where, he signed for Palace so that we'll just pay the money as pocket change and get him. So yeah, we'll do that. And we'll back you tomorrow, listeners. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, everyone. Be nice to each other. Cue music, please, man child.